And I don't even want to say that. I want to say to truly discriminate against them and take away their rights and freedoms. You know what I mean? Like, or do any type of hate crime to them. Right. You know what I mean? And let's be clear on that. You can feel how you want to feel. Just realize that you don't have the right to physically or take anything from them out of discrimination. And I'll leave it at that.
I agree.
One more. We want to talk about one more, and we can get in a little deep. The song where he talks about abuse. Because these are, we're trying to get into some of these individual songs because I believe it's a narrative that's being formed. Believe it or not, we can use the word narrative. That he's trying to get some dialogue going about these things. Mental health. We talked about Father Time, about him, him talking about scraping your knee and having to get right up. And, you said something the other day about, he said something in there about his grandmother died. And
yeah, his grandmother, the father's mom passed. And he asked his dad, why are you going back to work so fast? And he was like, well, and paraphrasing, I got to go to work because we don't have that type of money, like silver spoon money.
Bills ain't
so we got to go back. Yeah, we got to go back. I got to work. I got to make sure that we continue to live because this is life. And life, this happens. My dad actually say that a lot. Man, it's life, man. This happens. So yeah, it's like, whatever.
Yep. And getting back to the record, I'm trying to think what the name of that record is. But it's near the end of the album, I believe. It's Mother. The Mother.
Mother, I Sober.
Mother, yeah, something like that. So where he talks about dealing with abuse. And one of the confusing parts we talked about in there was he said about, you couldn't tell if he said I lied or I told the truth. It's like he didn't really want to give us all of it. Like maybe you can decipher it and figure out what really happened. And we could tell that he was struggling even trying to have this conversation with us, even though he made the record. Mm-hmm. I felt like that was kind of deep. Like, dude, I tried to tell my mother that that's not what happened, but I'm sitting there trying to grasp what he's trying to say. But we know at the end of the day, the story was about abuse being passed down from generation to generation. And us not having the conversation. Mm-hmm. And it's just another reason to have the conversation. I mean, I could be 100. Like, for me personally, I've shunned family members in a second. Even when other people act like it was cool. If I even heard some shit like, they know me. I don't fuck with you. I could still love you, but I don't fuck with you. Because I got to stand on something for my family. You know what I'm saying? Even so other people can be cool with you, you got to know that it's not all good. Somebody sitting here is holding the line like, no, you can go around the barbecue, you can be there. Just know that you ain't coming to my shit. And it's still love. You can say hi and all that shit, but nigga,
don't look for an invite from
me. Don't look for that for everything to be the same. Period. I want you to know everything's not the same. Period. Let's keep it moving.
So, like with comparison to this album and his previous albums, like what do you take from, you know what I'm saying, like
I've personally never none of his albums are anything alike. They all evolve. They all send a different message from a different perspective. Kendrick is one of those people that his music and message ages with him. So I think about myself in different. When I've been going through journeys, right? My
like
whole
Snoop,
life,
like Pac did.
Yeah, right. So we going through journeys, and it's hard. You don't keep holding on to that shit. And Jay-Z say you like my old music by my old albums, whatever, right?
Biggie said it. All of the greats did.
So he's moving, but we seeing his in real time. Like Drake put out music so fast that you can't
track that.
You can't track him growing, right? You can't track him aging. Future, on the other hand, he's Future from, he's just been Future the whole time. So,
right.
You know what I'm saying? J. Cole, you can kind of
absolutely,
see it, right?
absolutely. And even Nas, we talking about the greats, man. Nas said that on his album, on the very last one, the last King's Disease, he made a whole song about people liking the old Nas. He say like my classics. And my old fans with attachment issues won't let me pass it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So anyway, yes, I agree with you 100%. All of his albums show growth.
Not just growth; they're different perspectives.
It shows different, and when I'm saying growth is in aging. him aging and him being in a different situation, like we used to say about Pac. Like he started off revolutionary, then he started going through some shit. His friend gets shot, and he go to jail. He come out partying. The Machiavelli, he's mad, the revenge. Like it had all of those. He have all those elements when you're talking about Kendrick. And this album definitely belongs in that catalog as a much more mature conversation of a person. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like this right here is not the Kendrick from Good Kid, Mad City. This is a Kendrick that realize that I'm up here now, and I'm gonna make sure that these statements is gonna be something that's gonna be talked about forever on this album.
Right. Yeah. Grown man bars is something you got to deal with. That's what this album is. You know what I'm saying? Like for real. That's what this was. You wasn't gonna. I was expecting something like Damn, as far as like the the bounce or something. But he went a totally different direction, and it was like the Outkast joint.
Speaker box, love below.
Love below.
Right. Yeah. Andre
you knew what you was.
You
thought you knew what you was gonna get, but when the Love Below came, and oh man. Gorgeous.
Oh yeah, he got it. But anyway, we just give. We can't do that. We're not gonna do that because we could do a whole thing on him.
Ain't nothing but a number.
Okay,
right. I got you. And it read as a double disc. I love that, and I think it's a lot of things we want to talk about this. Yes, this read as a double disc, and that's a statement in itself because all of the greats that did double disc, that was a statement piece. You got the Bone Art of War, you got the Biggie, you got the Pac, you got Nelly did his, and they all was looking for to make a statement when they did the double disc, and I appreciate him dropping this as a double project, whatever. Because in the streaming era, it ain't a double disc, but you get it. So to me, where it stand along Kendrick projects is it belong, and it's a different project.
It's different. Every last one of them been different.
Yeah, to me, I think like this album here is I could say like he's in a therapy session.
He said that.
He's in a therapy session fighting his demons. And he's spewing them out.
I'm going to expound on that when we get to...
Because he said session 10, even in there, he started going through it on the song.
Yeah, when we get to the
ultimate.
What this meant,
I'm
going to expound on what you were talking about.
Okay.
From my perspective.
Let's do it. Let's keep going then.
So, like, as far as, I just seen that the tour is supposed to be coming or whatever.
Yeah, he announced it early. He letting people know I'm back and I'm working.
So... Wasn't they supposed to be at Rolling Loud? Wasn't he supposed to be at Rolling Loud with Kanye and Future? When they all doing a day in Rolling Loud in Miami?
I'm not familiar.
I believe he should be though. If he's still on the ticket, he should be.
Yeah, they was doing the Rolling Loud.
Because Rolling Loud didn't even it ain't even
I don't do coke, y'all. I just like rubbing my nose.
It's always itchy and dry here. But but even we're talking about the tours and everything. Kendrick has laced us with some amazing performances recently.
I've never seen.
When you look at the Super Bowl. Let's talk about the Super Bowl. Let's talk about any event that he's done live. The Grammys it's always any award show he's done.
It's always been.
So we already know that the tour is gonna be something interesting. So we to talk about the tour, get your tickets. We know that he does dynamic performances.
Take my wife to freaking Columbus.
Yeah, I'm going to Columbus too.
To watch this tour.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Because I was gonna take her to Rolling Loud.
Okay.
We ain't gotta go to Rolling Loud now. We just left Miami.
So.
Ain't going back.
What do you think? Like some of the influences was in this project?
Oh wow, we heard a bunch. Like we heard a little Kodak. We heard the Future.
We heard Future. We heard Kodak. We heard Keem.
We heard a lot of Keem, and him and Keem doing a lot of stuff together. I don't know where that is. I hear some influence, but we definitely hear a lot of that Keem stuff in there. I heard a lot of influences on a lot of levels when it came toward writing and when it came toward production. You could tell Pharrell has been fighting with him about, if y'all famously remember, he said, please do some more jazz type of music. When he did Section 80, Pharrell said that at the beginning. He was like, no, still do that. The game needed. He did everything. You got the Silent Hill where we sitting there and we jigging, we jigging, pushing them niggas on me like, huh. So he gave us a little bit of
we even do that song.
He's like, huh. No, that was my favorite. So he gave us a little bit of that. He gave and what was the other record? Like I said, the Rich Spirit, which I told you he kind of went hyphy. He really did not go singular with the production influences or the writing influences. Some of the songs were more lyrical storytelling. Some of them was a little more. Well, all his songs are storytelling because that's